Hello everybody and welcome to the final video for the Spring Skirmish Challenge. That's right, this is the awards. So, the voting has closed, the votes are in, all have been tallied, and now it is time to announce some winners. We had a lot of great forces completed by people. It was super fantastic to see all of the wonderful minis that everybody got painted. Anything that ends the Scourge of Gray in this world is, to me, a very good thing. So, no announcement about the next challenge. That will be coming next week, so look forward to that. We'll be talking about our challenge that we're going to do starting in July. But for now, we're just going to talk about the award winners. So, here we go. Let's get into it. All right, first up, that's right out of the block, we've got a double award winner, and that is Marrok Wolf, who won both Best Effort and Best Conversion. So let me say a thing quickly about some of the voting in this. A good number of people voted, but some of these were still very close, like within 1 or 2 votes of each other. Just because there was so much really good, really great forces submitted. But in the topic of Best Conversion, this was the biggest landslide in the entire contest. Okay? So something like 80% of people who voted for Marrok for this. Out of like 35 potential people to vote for. So it's clear that people recognize the effort that every single one of these minis basically is converted. And some of these are just beyond amazing. His Batman walking through the door in the back, the Sera-Cast up there with the guy with the bow. I mean, the terrain pieces that are or the bases that are themselves terrain pieces, all of this is just so incredible. And I think the conversion leads directly into the effort, and people recognize that. You know, all of these had so much, green stuff work and love and care put into the whole thing. And Marrok, it's an absolute awesome force. You should be very proud, and I think that people recognize when someone does amazing work. So, there we go. All right, next up, Best Theme. So, Archaeos 1861 with his Bretonnian Survivors. I do love this. I love the Bretonnians and their sort of desert theme, kind of wandering out amongst the blasted wasteland. It's pretty great. I always love seeing more Bretonnians, as I said originally, and he did such a beautiful job with these guys. They're clean, but they have a wonderful color scheme. They just communicate so much. And what's more, this one had a tie. That's right. So this one actually wasn't just too close. It was completely tied after all the votes. So also sharing the credit for best theme was Forge of Wonders, our pal Kieran, with his Bayou Gremlins. And that's how you have to say it immediately. And look at all these wonderful piggies and all the gremlins, his big piece of swamp terrain. He's got it on the swamp fat mat there. It's a good time. So there you go. Congratulations to Archaeos and to Kieran on winning Best Theme. It's very well deserved in both cases. Next up, Chris Koster with Deathstrike coming out of the portals with his best use of the budget. Yes. Chris scored an amazing deal on some death models here. Because remember, our budget for this was, $100. And he just got away with it like a bandit. With a fantastic deal on death models, and he brought them all in. So, full kudos to Chris for scoping out an awesome deal and turning it around, and he made it look great. Wonderful looking force, and truly frightening. As I said originally when we first kind of covered all the nominees, he's pretty much on his way to an army right here. Let me just say that. I mean, you've got a very, very playable AOS army right here. All right, best individual model going to Skeleton Flower for the Crossroads 7. And this isn't surprising to me because all of Skeleton's models generally have the level of detail and contrast and quality that we would normally associate with a character model or, some special standout model. And every one of these is so unique and colorful and amazing. I'm sure that, people in voting for this were picking a different individual model. But to me, this won because every individual model is one you could pick for best individual model. And so I think that's why Skeleton stands just so above the pack here on this one. Amazingly awesome force. I love the Crossroads 7, and I love what Skeleton did with them here. Best terrain piece, it's Ryan Easterling and the Shark Bite Boys. I do encourage you to go back and look at this post. If you look at on the PMP, under the Hobby Challenge final submissions, you'll see all the different angles of his little sand bar there. It's very, very awesome. He made the boat completely from scratch. He's got a lot of good detail and like little, bits of detritus and stuff in there. He has little tide eddy pools in the sand with little, bits of other sorts of vegetation and, like where creatures would live and stuff. So it's really great. He did a fantastic job at, taking nothing. Like, there was just nothing. This is all just scratch stuff and building a really cool terrain piece that not only you could just more or less sit on any table, but also that fits the theme of his force here so well. So it's just a big win, and I think people recognized how cool that was. I love it, and as I said originally, and I'll say every time, it always harkens me back to my days of Warhammer Online and running some Tier 4 scenarios. So I will forever love the terrain piece he built here. Finally, we come to Best Overall Force, and that goes to Matthias Schafer, the big award, the best overall, and Matthias wins it for his Dreadfleet. And I've got to say it's well-deserved. He painted up the entire Dreadfleet, including all the terrain, got all this knocked out. Every boat is so unique and colorful and so befitting of their individual race. They all look like they belong. Absolutely fantastic. You can just sort of, at a glance around here, see exactly what each boat belongs to. He did a wonderful, wonderful job with all of these, and super cool. I know he has inspired many people to be like, let me get back out that Dreadfleet box I had I never did anything with, or maybe I should start thinking about picking up some Dreadfleet. So he's helping a lot of people make some bad decisions, and I say thumbs up for that. But absolutely beautiful force and super cool job, Matthias. Just fantastic, beautiful work here on all these ships. So there you go. Those are your award winners for the Spring Skirmish Challenge. As I said before, new announcement coming next week for the next Hobby Challenge. If you're interested in participating, the link for the PMP Google Plus community, our hobby community focused on all games and all types of models. The only thing you have to have is a love of hobbying to join us. So if you're interested, click that link down below. We'd love to have you along on the hobby journey. Okay? Thank you very much, everybody. Congratulations again to all the winners and to everybody who finished out this challenge. You all have something to be proud of. And as always, we'll see you next time.